15 seconds.
So good morning, thanks for being here. I'm here to notify the public of an arrest of a JSO police officer by our agency. So yesterday evening, Officer Todd Chup was arrested on one count of driving under the influence, which is a first-degree misdemeanor. At the time of his arrest, Chup had been employed by JSO for 9 years and 7 months. He was hired by the agency on November 3rd, 2014. He's been criminally arrested, and he is now the subject of an internal investigation by JSO. He's been stripped of all of his law enforcement authority. This is an active criminal case, of course, an investigation, so there is limited information with which I can provide at this time. However, the following is a summation of the facts which support Chup's arrest. Yesterday afternoon or evening, around 5:30 p.m., officers and paramedics responded to a call reporting an individual slumped over the steering wheel of a running truck. When officers contacted the individual, later identified as Chup, they observed multiple signs of impairment. Additionally, they saw an open alcohol container in Chup's vehicle. Detectives with JSO's Integrity Unit and officers with the DEI Unit shared lead responsibility of this investigation. Chup refused to participate in field sobriety exercises. And based on the totality of facts gathered during the investigation, officers arrested Chup for one count of driving under the influence. Chup was not on duty and was driving his personal vehicle at the time of the incident. This is the 9th arrest of a JSO employee by this agency this year. When a member of this agency violates the law, that person will be held accountable. As I've said many times, no one's above the law, and I'm happy to take questions if you all have any.
Any prior issues with Officer Chup?
No, not when it comes to this type of stuff, you know. I mean, officers sometimes have issues, but nothing like this on duty.
You mentioned this was the 9th. Is there a way to express, I guess, the disappointment in having to do that and then hold a press conference like this addressing it?
Yeah, it's, you know, I hate when I have to do this, but at the same time, these are adults. These are men and women that we give a gun and a badge. They swear to do the right thing and do what they're supposed to do. And when they don't, it's up to us, and we have to make sure we hold them accountable. But you're adults, and we've talked to them over and over again. The undersheriff has stressed in our roll calls, listen, there's no excuse and no reason to drink and then drive. Unfortunately, we have people that I guess want to try the system, and when they get caught, we're going to hold them accountable.
Your experience with law enforcement, is that a high number for an agency to have to go through for a year?
Not necessarily, it depends, it's up and down. Sometimes you'll have as many as we've had, and sometimes they'll be lower, and sometimes, you know, it could be higher. I've been here a long time, so it's difficult to say whether this is extremely high, because I haven't checked previous years.
Do we know if Officer Chuck was leaving a bar, or if he was at his house and had left his house, or kind of like where the car was found?
No, but again, that's all part of the internal investigation, so I don't want to get too deep into that stuff. I just want the public to know that we caught him, and he's been arrested, as he should be.
Does this 9th arrest change operations for you guys?
No, the operation remains the same. Everyone knows what we're supposed to do. We're not dealing with children. We're dealing with adults who are given a responsibility, a very powerful responsibility, to hold people accountable. But you're going to be held accountable if you do the wrong thing.
Sheriff, if I may generically ask a question about something else.
Yep.
Generically speaking, what are your thoughts about the glorification of violence on social media, gangs, the detriment to the community, the danger that it poses?
I mean, unfortunately, I think young people think this is a game, and you know, there'll be comments about this in the statement that I make, and they make it like it's a video game. It's not. This is real life. So he has a mother, you know, he has parents, siblings, probably friends, and they have to deal with these kind of losses, and it's unfortunate. Now the next thing is these groups, and I won't name them, they know who they are. We're not going to tolerate any retribution, any revenge. We're going to watch. We're going to be around, paying attention to what's going on. But it's unfortunate. It should never happen to our kids. And I've never seen so much devaluing of human life. You know, it's like it's fun, and they talk about it in rap videos and songs, and it's just doesn't make any sense.
What's your message to anyone who might be a younger person who might be, considering this kind of level in the streets?
Well, this is not a game, is my message. This is not something that we're gonna tolerate around town. I think the media, I think the citizens of Jacksonville, I think everyone feels the same way. That this is not something that's okay. This is not something we're gonna tolerate. And we're gonna pay very close attention, so don't get involved. Stay away from the nonsense.
We've heard some people concerned about the safety here in Jacksonville in Retribution. Is that a viable concern? And what is our police doing?
So I can tell you that I made several phone calls and discussions with the undersheriff and staff members about paying very close attention to certain groups that I know are clashing with one another. They know who they are. And we are gonna pay very close attention to make sure that, we're not gonna allow you to just arbitrarily run around and spray bullets into people's houses and cars. And it's just something that we're gonna pay very close attention to. And I want the public to be vigilant. Pay attention when you see these things going on. Look, the social media world is called meta for a reason. It's make-believe. It's not real life. Real life is what happened to Julio yesterday. And that happens, and it should not happen. So we're gonna be paying very, very close attention.